Tim Hunter, and I'm an assistant professor in the Institute of Linguistics. The one way people often describe linguistics is the study of languages, and I think that's sort of half true, but it's sort of only half the picture. What we're really interested in is what the psychological sort of computations are that underlie this ability we all have to speak our native language with little or no effort. We're interested in the ways in which languages around the world differ, and also the ways that they don't. When we find that they differ, then we know that the mind must be flexible enough to accommodate doing things this way or doing things that way. English word order is very different from Japanese word order. For us, it's interesting because it means that when you take a newborn child, the mental machinery that they have is perfectly capable of developing into a competent English speaker, or if they grow up in Tokyo, they're going to grow up to be in the state that we call a competent Japanese speaker. Although most people do end up speaking the language spoken by their parents, the particular language is not genetically passed on. We know this because of people who get adopted at very young ages and they speak whatever language they're surrounded by. Having an interest in analytical thinking and logical puzzle solving is probably more of a clue that you're going to like linguistics than is enjoying learning foreign languages. Linguistics is very much a science. It's in some ways closely related to the sciences like psychology or even biology. There's some part of the mind or brain that is embodying this subconscious knowledge we have of language. We apply the scientific method, we construct certain hypotheses, say maybe your brain works this way, maybe the rules you have in your mind for putting together sentences work this way or the other way, and we try putting together a bunch of words that would be expected to be good if your brain worked that way, and we see if it actually sounds good or actually sounds bad. Linguistics is something that most people, or at least a lot of people who end up majoring in linguistics, discover it relatively late in their college career. There aren't that many people who come out of high school thinking, yes, linguistics, that's what I want to do. People tend to discover it at some point over the first couple of years. We have a lot of people who take the Introduction to Linguistics course thinking that it might be the only course they take in linguistics or not really knowing much about it, and then end up converting to the major. The linguistics department here, or the Institute of Linguistics, is very small. There are only a handful of faculty members, and so I think one thing that a lot of the students like about doing a linguistics major is that they're taking courses again with the same professors, and so they really get to know them quite well. And the professors get to know the students quite well, so at the start of a semester you have some sort of expectation of how each other works, and you're not getting to know a professor from scratch every semester. I think a lot of students like that.